Hey y'all, welcome back. It is time. I know you're probably wondering where the hell I'm at. Where was I? Why is there not a new episode dropped? Season 3 ended, you added a bonus episode, and we're in month 2 of 2025 and still no episode from Jasmine. What the hell is going on? Well, today is the day. Today is February 18th, and I decided that, you know what, I need to go ahead and do it because I've been wanting to. I've recorded a few, but it just didn't sit well with what I want to project for 2025, specifically on how I want to deliver my personal blog, which this podcast is. So I'm just going to go with it. There are no notes, so just go with me. And if I say something that I've mentioned in the past, it's totally fine. You probably were supposed to hear it anyway. So welcome back. Happy New Year. I know I probably shouldn't be saying that because it's the 18th day of the second month of 2025. So that's long gone. However, it's still a new year and it's 2025. What the heck? Anyway, I hope this podcast finds you well. I hope you're in good high spirits. I hope that you're at peace, that you have joy in your heart, and if you don't, that you're well on your way to that. And I hope that you're finding your way to that because it is very important. I will say that since the last episode, a lot has changed on my end, and I say it's a lot because there's been a lot of new changes for the better, especially with me making the decision that, you know, I don't want my last year to be the same year. And in order for that to happen, some changes need to happen. So your girl has enrolled into school. This is something that I have been fighting for quite some time because I did not have belief in myself that I could do it. I also didn't want to add more debt to what I already got going on. But mainly I didn't believe in myself. And I had a conversation with God and with self, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. And I'm happy about it, and it feels good. And I'm looking at my grades and I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen grades like this. The fact that I want to study, the fact that I'm retaining this information, the fact that I'm like, hey guys, mommy's stepping away for 2 hours because I have a quiz or have an exam to take, and they're rooting for me, that feels good. So I believe that with me making that decision is opening opportunities up for me, and I also have to be patient. So I'm sharing this because if you're like me, you probably thought the same thing. I don't want to go back to school. Where will I find the time? How can I manage working full time, being a mom full time, and school at the same time? How can it be manageable? And when I look at my schedule, it fits with my life. When I look at the school, because I did my research and I called a few schools, one felt just right. So I'm happy about it, and I feel really, really excited about it. Also, if you have questions, please email your girl. I don't mind the questions. I also don't mind the feedback. You're probably listening to me on another platform. I record this on Spotify for podcasters. So that could be the reason why you're not adding any feedback or any questions on it or reviews. But I encourage you to, because if you like this podcast as much as you do, I'm sure there are other women out there that want to hear me too. So please subscribe. Please give me a star. Like, I'm going to ask for it. A closed mouth don't get fed. So if you like this episode, give me a star. Also, ask me some questions. I want to engage with my listeners. There's a whole bunch of y'all. Especially on that last episode, there were a lot of streams. So ask those questions. Also, this episode is going to be called Juggling, Getting to My Identity. And this is very, very important because your girl also got back into therapy. And I'm happy about it this time around because I'm being honest with my therapist and I'm being honest with myself. And why do I say that? Because I know that I have the gift of gab. I know that I could sell things, and I know that I can make myself sound good, like I got it all together, when in fact I fucking don't. My life was in shambles these past 2 months, to be quite honest, mentally and emotionally. Everything else was solid, but those two things were really crumbling down, and I needed to figure out, how can I do it? What is it? How do I fix this, or how do I make it better? And what was loud and clear was that, Jasmine, you cannot do this on your own. And it is okay to ask for help. It's going to be uncomfortable, but it is okay to ask for help. So I ended up going on to grow therapy because Alma don't respond back to me when I try to find a therapist. And the other therapist that I did try to connect with just wasn't the right fit. And that's also another thing too. You find a therapist that accepts your insurance, and you're thinking, okay, you're a therapist, ask away, or let me pour myself out. But you also have to see who's the right fit with what you got going on. And my purpose of getting therapy is to help me, one, allow me to sort through my thoughts and get them out, because I don't want to talk about my things with friends. I don't want to talk about my things with family members. I actually don't want to talk about them. So I'm holding all of this stuff in, and I'm like, I gotta seek some professional help, because I know what a family member is going to say. I know what a friend is going to say. And in doing that, it helped me to bring up the things that I had buried, because I've been in survival mode since the day I was born. And I say that because I had gotten a Vedic reading some years back, and the gentleman told me that I came into this world stressed out. That's wild, and that doesn't feel or sound good. So I'm finding my identity and making sure that I figure out who I am. I thought I did. I thought I knew who Jasmine was, but I don't. I know who I was before, but I'm on my way to finding out who I am now. Why? Because I have created this fort with my kids. My identity has been embedded with my kids, which is why I realized why I closed down my IG page that I had some years back called How I Single Mom It. If you don't know, and you're a new listener, I wrote a book called How I Single Mom It. It's on Amazon. And it's me sharing my struggles on how I became a single mom and how I got through it. And what necessarily worked for me back then don't necessarily work for me now. Why? Because I've gained some muscle, and I would say that I'm not a weak bitch anymore. I feel that I've changed drastically. Something in me changed drastically since the passing of my mom, and going through these struggles that I've endured. Being a single mom has been really hard. It's one of the hardest jobs in the world. So that's also another reason why I haven't dated, because I don't fully trust myself to make certain decisions, because I don't want to break my heart again. So rather than say, you know what, I want to date, which I do want to date. I do want to, I miss being with someone, an adult, someone that understands my love languages, someone that's loving and affectionate. I miss having the opportunity to be around that. So I'm finding that within myself, and also breaking out of old habits, and getting uncomfortable, which leads me to sharing with y'all that I went to this event 2 weeks ago. I found this young lady. I came across this young lady's page. Her name is Kenya, I believe. She's recently divorced. She moved here to Houston last summer, and she created a meetup. She was like, hey, I want to make new friends. I want to make some connections. How about you guys sign up and come? And she said what she thought was going to be an intimate setting ended up turning into, I believe, 1,000 people. So she had to split it up into 2 days. And we went to FAO HTX. And it was a nice event. I made a couple of connections, and then now she's going to do a whole dating meetup in April, and I'm going to go for it. I mean, I recently signed up again for the dating apps, but it's kind of more so me just trying to figure out what my dating style is, as well as making new connections. It's not about getting a boyfriend or none of that stuff. I'm in a whole city with no friends. I have family members. But the same girlfriends that I have in New York, if I could just take my girlfriends and bring them over here, I'd be happy. But that's not the case. We're being realistic here. So I'm making new connections, and it's hard to make friends as an adult, because when you've gone through so much disappointment and heartache, you don't really trust people too much. So I have to trust myself. I have to get uncomfortable, and I have to meet new people. So me finding my identity is figuring out the things that I like to do. And what I like to do is drink wine. I love red wine. My number one wine right now is, what's it called? Oh, what is Snoop Dogg's wine bottle? Oh my gosh, 21 Crimes or something like that. 19 Crimes. Oh my gosh, like, it's so good. It is so good. My favorite is red blend, and a dark red blend. The darker, the better. So I love that. I love poetry. This is something that I like to do in New York City. So I love a good poetry setting. I would love to go to these spots, but I also know that these spots is in the hood. So I ain't trying to go to them places by myself. What else do I like to do? I'm really kind of like a chill lounge, like a cigar spot. Like, that's what I like to do. So someone had mentioned to me, go to the places that you like to go to, because you'll find good connections, because they're doing the same thing that you like to do, which makes a lot of sense. So this is really just me juggling, finding my identity outside of being a granddaughter, outside of being the older sister, outside of being the single mother. Like the other day, it clicked the other day. I may have said this before, but like, it really clicked the other day. Like, I am someone's baby mama. I am someone's. Like, I'm two dudes' baby mama. And that sucks. But I will leave that portion right there for another day. I don't want to put it all into this one episode. But really and truly, like I mentioned, this is just all about me finding my identity and who I am and the things that I like to do. And I've been so engrossed in motherhood that I lost myself. So I'm shuffling through all of the mess that I got going on. I'm shuffling through my work. I'm shuffling through being a mom. I'm shuffling through all the hurt and pain in this pile of stuff that I have this year. And I'm making those changes to find me, to uplift me, to love on me, to do things for me. Because it's very important. It's very important that we are aware of that. It's also very important to be present with those things. I'm grateful for everything. I'm grateful for my children. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for the life that I've created with my kids, and the life that I'm still co-creating with them, and with God. But that's like the most important thing. What do I like to do? And my therapist asked me a couple of questions and I couldn't answer it. And I was just being very honest. And she was like, well, that's your homework. You have to figure out what you like, what your core beliefs are, and how do you see yourself? And she asked me that, like, if you were creating a doll, and I'm sharing some of the things with you. I'm not going to share too much, because I said I'm not going to share my therapy sessions with anybody. This is between me and my therapist. This is between me and God. This is between me and meeting Jasmine Nicole, like, you know. So she asked me, like, if you were creating a doll and it were you, what would it look like? And the doll is smiling. She looks really beautiful. She's vibrant. She is healed. She is strong. She is confident. She is sure of herself. She is, I'm not going to say vulnerable, because Jason Wilson, if you guys haven't heard about Jason Wilson, he mentioned this. He said, if you say you want someone that's vulnerable, like a man that's vulnerable, you're basically saying like he's open to get hurt. When you think about it, like if you're on the street, right, and you're walking and you have your guard down, you're vulnerable. You don't know what's going on behind you, to the side of you, only in front of you. You're vulnerable. So I have my guard up. I'm not vulnerable. I am transparent. I am honest. I'm being honest with myself. And I'm also making sure that I stand, that I stand 10 toes down on my business. Like I'm on business. I'm on business right now in regards to the co-creating that I'm doing this year with God and my kids and my life, and the woman that I'm going to meet on the other side, which is Jasmine. And I think it's a phenomenal journey. I think it's a very important journey because a lot of us mothers do bury ourselves in work. We do bury ourselves in our kids, and we forget about ourselves. So now you would think if you were watching me in my house, you would think I'm a maniac, because I'm constantly telling myself to, one, allow your shoulders to relax, like stop being tense. Two, are you serving yourself first? Do you serve your plate first? Do you serve your kids first? Or do you serve your man first? Serve yourself first, because as long as you're filling your cup first, everybody else is good. And I've made it so apparent that my middle child says, "Mom, would you like for me to serve your plate?" And I love that. I love that because I have conversations with them to be comprehensive with their surroundings and what's happening, where they're not always taking, but they're also reciprocating what they're receiving. So for him to ask me and I answer honestly, "No, baby, I got it. It's okay." Because that will happen. You'll be so engrossed in your chores and what you're doing, what you got in front of you, that you'll forget about yourself. So now I make the conscious effort to be present and to ask myself, "Jasmine, did you fill your cup today?" So I'm going to ask you, did you fill your cup today? Did you do for you today? If you didn't, who did you serve today? Because sometimes we can also have this underlining resentment towards the person that we are serving first, because you're not serving yourself. So I encourage you to, one, ask yourself if you know who you are. Two, on a daily basis, ask yourself if you're serving yourself first. And three, what is three? Is there joy in your heart in this present moment? Is there happiness in your heart? And when you answer those questions, make sure that it's not associated with people outside of you, because I'm pretty sure your kids are good. You're happy that your kids are healthy, that they're strong, that they're aware, that they have, that they're good, that they're clothed, that they eat. But ask yourself your questions where it's not associated with other people. That's a deep question, because you're probably like me right now saying, "Damn, I really don't ask myself these things," or "Damn, I have not tapped in with myself to be present enough to even ask me this." So it's very important. Also, this is something that just came to mind as I'm thinking about it, but my kiddo's birthday is coming up soon, and I had scheduled, it doesn't fall on a weekday, it falls on a weekend. So I requested a day off the day prior, and I was going to say, you know what, I may play hooky with him and we'll go out. But you know what? I'm going to make that day about me, because I was in labor for 30 hours. I was in pain for those 30 hours. We going to celebrate him on his birthday, but I'm going to celebrate me too, because I went through the 9 months. I went through the epidural and the pain and the cutting of the privates because of birth and all those things. We go through those things. So make sure that you serve yourself first. Identify with you. So your homework is, what do you like to do? What are your favorite things? And are you doing that? And if not, let's put one of those things on a calendar. And as I'm saying this, I'm going to find a poetry spot to go to, not this weekend, but the following weekend, because I like that. Until the next episode, I hope you enjoyed it. Your girl is back. Peace.